Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. A heat advisory continues until 8 p.m. tonight. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 97. Cloudy skies expected tonight, chance of thunderstorms, lows of aloft around 70. Thunderstorms likely tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 80, cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 77 degrees.
Kansas Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. The Kansas Corporation Commission wrapped up yesterday, officially approving a unanimous settlement agreement with Black Hills Energy to increase rates to recover costs that were incurred to provide natural gas services to customers. WIBW reports, according to the KCC, the agreement does allow for the net incremental revenue increase of near $10.8 million, as the company had requested an increase of roughly $17 million in net incremental revenues after the application was filed back in February. Customers of Black Hills Energy will see an increase of roughly $5.96 per month, or nearly $71 a year, with the new rate increase taking effect at the end of this week on August 1st. In other news, the governor's race of 2026 continues to become more competitive, with a third Democrat officially throwing their hat in the ring as Democrat Marty Tooley announced his candidacy for the governor's seat yesterday afternoon. Tooley describes himself as an educator, parent, and lifelong Kansan.
Why do winners play at Seven Clans Casinos? The numbers don't lie. From Wichita to Texas, Seven Clans has the only certified loose casino, as verified by Strictly Slots Magazine. That's why winners play here. Plus, use your Seven Clans rewards card for even more perks and offers. It's official. Seven Clans Casinos have the area's only certified loose slots.
Life on the farm can be tough. Uncertainty in the weather, crop prices, trade deals, and so much more. How do you keep up with it all to make your farm successful? That's where we come in. Join me, James Guerin, with the Mid-America Ag Network with your hourly ag commodities, daily weather, soil moisture, and humidity reports. Plus, keep up with the latest regional and national news affecting the ag markets. Let's work together in making your farm thrive. And it's all right here on the Mid-America Ag Network.
The state of Kansas wrapped up last week after President Donald Trump officially had granted Kansas Governor Laura Kelly's request when it came to federal disaster declaration funding for the state. As WIBW News reports, according to Governor Kelly, on Friday, President Trump did grant the June 17th request for the federal disaster declaration for the state due to damages that were caused by severe storms, tornadoes, straight-lined winds, and flooding that happened back on May 18th and 19th. According to the assessment from the governor's office, they say multiple different counties across the state experienced the damage to utility infrastructure, along with roads, bridges, and some government-owned buildings. As after the approval this week, Governor Kelly did release a statement saying, quote, "I thank President Trump for approving my request for federal disaster assistance. The rural communities and small towns impacted by this severe weather are the heartbeat of our state. With these additional resources, my administration will continue our commitment to ensure these communities can rebuild and thrive." The funding will be available for all statewide and local government entities. Mid-America Network News.
Tires aren't all the same, and neither are tire dealers. Find a dealer like Mike's OK Tire, who carries Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. Michelin offers safe, fuel-efficient, long-lasting tires that provide exceptional performance and extraordinary value. BF Goodrich tires are built for drivers looking for high performance and aggressive styling. Next time you need tires, don't deal with amateurs. See the tire experts. See Mike's OK Tire in downtown Marysville for tires, repair, alignment, and service.
Nebraska, Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. Child advocates across the state of Nebraska say that they are hoping the Republican state legislature coming up in the next session of 2026 will address more of the child care needs in the state after the latest poll shows it is a top priority for many residents within the state. According to the poll that was done by the National Economic Policy Institute, they say that infant care in the state of Nebraska has reached just over $14,000 or roughly $5,000 more per year than the in-state tuition for a four-year public college. They say with the ongoing increase of expenses for infant care, they say the latest poll shows that roughly 60% of respondents were concerned that child care barriers could disrupt the hiring and retention of workers 45% say they knew someone who turned down a job promotion or reduced hours or even quit working altogether for the lack of affordable and reliable child care. And near 56% of the respondents say that a parent's access to quality care was a top priority. Mid-America Network News.
For over 38 years, Truck Stuff has been improving the suspension on trucks, Jeeps, and SUVs. We have several brands to choose from like Metal Coke, Rough Country, Superlift, Carly, and more. Lift it, lower it, or level it. Truck Stuff does it all. And with an in-house alignment machine and the only certified Yukon master technician in the state, we can upgrade your gears at the same time. Looking good and riding good at Truck Stuff at the corner of Central and Washington.
Check us out. Truck Stuff.
The agriculture industry is constantly changing with new challenges every day on the farm. How can you adapt? Let us help you with the Mid-America Ag Network and the Steckline Ag Report with Larry Steckline. Join the Mid-America Ag Network every Tuesday and Friday morning as Larry Steckline breaks down the latest ag news, planting, harvesting, trading commodities, and the latest from the Ponderosa. It's Mid-America's legendary voice in agriculture with the Steckline Ag Report and the Mid-America Ag Network.
For KNDY Radio, this is Max Blasky. A new country music experience is rocking the plains August 8th and 9th in Manhattan as I caught up with event organizer Brandon Steen.
We are even more excited to be bringing Rock the Plains to Manhattan, Kansas this summer. It's a 2-day country music festival. We're going to have live music from Randy Rogers Band, Casey Donahue, Aaron Watson, Josh Abbott Band, and a lot of other Texas Red Dirt and Americana artists. It's going to be at Tuttle Creek State Park, and we're going to have camping and vendors and all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah, the dates are August 8th and 9th at beautiful Tuttle Creek State Park, and tickets can be bought at rocktheplains.com.
Steen's connection to the country music industry has grown deep, allowing the opportunity to kick off this and other music festivals.
After I finished grad school at K-State, I moved to Nashville, and I've been here for a little over 12, 13 years now. I've done almost everything you could do in the music scene, and something that I've done that I've really enjoyed is putting on festivals. I have a country music cruise out of Galveston, Texas. 2026 will be our 5th year. It's an awesome event, and that kind of led into me and my co-founders of Rock the Plains to come up with the idea of bringing an event back to Manhattan. I don't think they took me as serious at first, but then I got us all on a call, and I had a whole business plan and everything outlined, and I was like, all right, let's do it. It was an awesome thing to do, especially with two of my good buddies that I met in Manhattan.
Not one person can pull off an event of this size, and with the help of Frankfort native Coleman Younger, the pair is prepared for August 8th and 9th.
Yes, Coleman is one of my best friends. He and Richard Jones are my two co-founders. But Coleman has been extra helpful as far as he's bringing a lot of experience as far as events at Tuttle Creek go. He has experience with working some of those in the past, and he is a Kansas native, born and raised, and just has a lot of community ties and a lot of knowledge and a lot of relationships in the Manhattan area. And so I can honestly say without him, this would not be possible.
Having been associated with Country Stampede for many years, Steen found the need to fill a void in the Manhattan music scene after Stampede left for Topeka and later Kansas City. Brandon says the community support has been fantastic and looks forward to bringing back a live music festival to Tuttle Creek State Park.
Once Stampede left the Manhattan area, there was definitely a gap felt in the live music scene and in the just that whole anticipation of the summer and an awesome music festival. So we don't want to replicate it by any means, but we want to provide that same atmosphere and that same environment for people to make memories by the lake like we got the chance to do. We're just super grateful to be able to bring Rock the Plains to Manhattan. The community response has been amazing. The Manhattan Chamber of Commerce, Marcia with Visit Manhattan, they've been amazing. There's just so many people that I could list and thank for their help. But me and my team, we're all just super grateful, and we're excited for this first year, and we're even more excited for the second year.
And until August 1st, KNDY has your chance of winning tickets to Rock the Plains August 8th and 9th in Manhattan. Visit one of our participating businesses or keep an eye on our Facebook page.
On the Marshall County Senior Citizens Lunch Menu Tuesday, Swedish meatballs with egg noodles, vegetable blend, and diced peaches. Tomorrow, baked fish, a biscuit, tater tots, Scandinavian vegetable blend, and cranberry sauce.
Joanne Sorick, age 97, of Manhattan, passed away July 8th. A funeral service will be held Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. at First United Methodist Church in Washington, with a burial to follow at 2:30 p.m. in the Fairmont Cemetery in Blue Rapids. Visitation will be held Tuesday, 3 to 7 p.m. with family present 5 to 7 p.m. at Ward Funeral Home in Washington, in charge of arrangements for Joanne Sorick. Patrick Pat J. Diedrich, age 74, of Greenleaf, passed away July 26th. A massive Christian burial will be held 11 a.m. Thursday at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Greenleaf. Burial will follow in the St. Michael's Catholic Cemetery in Kimio. Visitation will be held Wednesday, 5 until 7 p.m. at the Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Greenleaf, with a rosary service to follow at 7 p.m. Ward Funeral Home in Washington, in charge of arrangements for Pat Diedrich. Ernesto Navarez, age 89, of Barnes, passed away Sunday. A private family graveside service will be held in the Maplewood Cemetery, with the Christy Anders Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Ernesto Navarez. Ashley Asher Phoenix May, age 26, of Barnes, has passed away. Cremation is planned with the Christy Anders Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Asher Phoenix May.
Whether you're buying, building, remodeling, or refinancing, your home is a major investment in your life. At United Bank and Trust, we understand how important it is to work with someone who cares. Our loan officers have the experience it takes to make the process a smooth one. Come in for a visit or start online by filling out a loan application at ubankonline.com in as little as 20 minutes. Mortgage lending with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. A heat advisory is currently in effect until late this evening. Sunshine today with our highs in the upper 90s and lower 100s. Showers and thunderstorms are likely overnight tonight, partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Showers and thunderstorms then continue into Wednesday, otherwise mostly cloudy and cooler with our highs in the lower to mid 80s, and more showers likely throughout Wednesday night, cloudy with our lows in the mid to upper 60s. Showers continue early on Thursday, then staying mostly cloudy with our highs in the mid 70s and lower 80s. Then scattered showers and thunderstorms continue into Thursday night, mostly cloudy with our lows in the lower to mid 60s. Spotty showers possible into Friday, mostly cloudy with our highs in the mid to upper 70s, and more rain may continue into Friday night, cloudy with our lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Still some scattered showers possible into Saturday, otherwise partly sunny with our highs in the mid 70s and lower 80s. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible into Saturday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 50s and lower 60s. There will be a slight chance for some rain showers throughout Sunday, otherwise sunny with our highs in the lower 80s. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature for the KNDY listening area late July, 91. Record high on this date, 106. Average low temperature, 67, with the record low being 45. Sunrise this morning at 6:23. Sunset this evening at 8:44.
The hot spot this summer is at Tony's Meat Market in Marysville.
Warm weather and long summer days means grilling season is upon us. Steaks, burgers, chops, wings, briskets, and more.
When it's time to fire up the grill or smoker, stop in and see Tony the Meat Man, where he knows you by name, at Tony's Meat Market in Marysville.
Always with the freshest cuts and great products. Use the drive-up window for easy convenience with prices that won't break the bank. And don't forget, we have the coldest beer in town.
Find us along Highway 36 in Marysville, open Tuesday through Saturday.
Be the talk of the neighborhood all weekend long by stopping in at Tony's Meat Market.
And let us get your grilling party kicked off right.
Belleville Healthcare and Rehab Center invites everyone out to the North Central Kansas Free Fair starting on July 29th. There will be fun activities for the whole family. From Belleville Healthcare and Rehab Center, specialized care with in-house therapies, short-term rehab to home, advanced recovery, total wellness.
Chicago Morning, the original 23. Good morning, I'm Jay Reynolds. Ryan Sandberg, who wore number 23 in Chicago before Michael Jordan arrived and wore it for 15 years with the Cubs as part of a Hall of Fame career at second base, dying yesterday. 282 home runs, 1,061 RBI, 344 stolen bases, 10-time All-Star. Last summer, he had let us know that his chemo had kicked his cancer, but then in December, we learned the cancer returned and had spread. Ryan Sandberg dying yesterday at the age of 65. Cubs last night losing 8-4 in Milwaukee. Brewers taking over sole possession of first place in the NL Central. Padres and Mets with a wild one in San Diego.
Diaz lines it into left field. Here comes Nimmo, has to play it on a hop. Iglesias rounding third. Here's the throw to the plate. No shot. And the Padres walk it off.
97-3, the Fan. Padres trailed 5-1 in the fifth inning. Starter Dylan Cease even had a line drive that he took off the back of his head, but he stayed in the game. San Diego gets its third straight win. Mets have a 7-game win streak come to an end. Rangers have a 6-game win streak snapped, losing to the Angels 6-4. Nationals edge the Astros 2-1 for their third straight win. Houston has lost its last 5. Braves snap a 5-game slide, 10-7 over the Royals. Ronald Acuna Jr. launching a 468-foot home run in the win. Rays double up the Yankees 4-2. Baltimore 4 home runs and an 11-4 win over Toronto. Dodgers beat the Reds 5-2. Twins walk off the Red Sox 5-4. Their 8th walk-off win of the season. Tied with Boston for the most of the American League. WNBA wins by 10 over New York, a game that Dallas led by as much as 30. Seattle beats the Sun 101-85. Skylar Diggins with a triple-double. Deadly shooting in Park Avenue in New York City yesterday. A gunman killing 4, another critically injured. That victim, according to Commissioner Roger Goodell, is an employee of the NFL.
Your summer might be winding down, but there's still plenty of warm weather on the way. And at Macy's, it's the perfect time to shop late summer deals like cotton dresses from Karl Lagerfeld and more that you can wear now and layer up later for $150 and under. Plus, new Levi's are here, like trending cinched waist jeans for 30% off. So come into Macy's and walk out with late summer deals too good to miss. Starting Wednesday at Macy's. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy Chicken Biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last.
Norris Motor Company in Marysville has been busy trading trucks and have on trade a 24 Silverado 1500 model Z71 with 3,800 actual miles. A 24 Silverado 3500 HD. It's a Duramax diesel. A 22 Silverado 2500 HD. It's the High Country Edition, 34,000 miles. And awaiting your test drive today at the Norris Motor Company.
For all your gas and service needs, it's OK Service Station in Hanover. You'll get fast, friendly, dependable service every time you visit. They have fuel available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Ask how you can get a gas card for 24-hour fueling at OK Service. They also handle tires, tire repair, exhaust work, and oil changes too. Stop by, say hi to the folks at OK Service in Hanover.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. Investors hope to build on more than a week's worth of gains with futures this morning pointing to a higher open. The NASDAQ Composite and S&P both finished Monday's session at record highs. The Dow Jones slipped 64 points to close at 44,837. You may need to budget more for medicines. President Trump's new trade deal with Europe sets tariffs on most imports from the EU at 15%, including pharmaceuticals. Europe produces 60% of all pharmaceuticals imported into the United States. Economic uncertainty and a reduction in government travel are pushing down demand for domestic air travel, and budget carriers are feeling it the most. Spirit Airlines plans to furlough 270 pilots this fall in anticipation of a lighter schedule. And Americans apparently like wearing computers on the bridges of their noses. The maker of Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses says revenue from sales of the devices has more than tripled from last year. They list for about $300. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
State purpose of visit.
Well, looks like the old tractor's going to kick the bucket this year.
Searching internet for new bucket.
No, I want to check insurance rates.
Sale located. Right now, get 20% off new bucket with code It's Raining Buckets.
Robots don't know you. We do. For more than 80 years, Farm Bureau Financial Services has relied on relationships to get you the insurance coverage you need for your farm or ranch. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Call on Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Bryce Leonard in Washington today.
Ag News from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Guerin. The U.S. and Indonesia just signed a major trade agreement that includes a commitment to double Indonesia's U.S. wheat purchases to 1 million metric tons annually through 2030. With tariffs dropping and trade barriers easing, this deal opens the door for U.S. wheat growers to expand exports to one of Southeast Asia's fastest-growing milling markets. I had the pleasure of sitting down with Kansas Wheat Commission CEO Justin Gilpin, and I asked him if Kansas checkoff or research funds, if they're being directed towards enhancing wheat quality.
Well, that's what this agreement really helps put us in a position. Not only will they be sourcing wheat on hard red winter wheat specifically, but U.S. Wheat Associates is that overseas marketing arm that works on behalf of the U.S. wheat farmer, that is funded in part by checkoffs from Kansas and from 17 states across the United States. And then those checkoff dollars are matched by USDA Foreign Ag Service dollars that do foreign market development and market access programs. And this will be a good example of how those dollars can be put to use of working directly with millers and bakers in Indonesia, that when they have the wheat and then they have the flour that's coming from hard red winter wheat from Kansas and the United States, and then being able to provide technical assistance, being able to try to help and provide work with their flour millers on how to maximize extractions and how U.S. wheat made different from other sources of wheat that they have been, or who we're competing against, or who they may have bought from in the past. It gives us a first-hand chance to be able to demonstrate the really intrinsic qualities of hard red winter wheat and how it can be beneficial for them, so they can really, through this agreement, build that relationship and then want to source that wheat because of that intrinsic qualities and what it can mean for their businesses.
Hey y'all, I'm Haley Jo Hall with 4T Ag Insurance of Stephenville, Texas. At 4T Ag, we know farming and ranching is more than just a job. It's a way of life, and we're proud to protect it, offering coverage nationwide. As farmers and ranchers ourselves, we understand the unique needs you face daily and what it takes to care for your livestock, tend to your crops, bale your hay, haul your cattle, maintain your equipment, and protect your investments while keeping your operation profitable. So like your friends and neighbors did, give us a call, 817-559-5770, or visit us online at 4TAginsurance.com.
The agriculture industry is constantly changing with new challenges every day on the farm. How can you adapt? Let us help you with the Mid-America Ag Network and the Steckline Ag Report with Larry Steckline. Join the Mid-America Ag Network every Tuesday and Friday morning as Larry Steckline breaks down the latest ag news, planting, harvesting, trading commodities, and the latest from the Ponderosa. It's Mid-America's legendary voice in agriculture with the Steckline Ag Report and the Mid-America Ag Network.
50 now, 70 now, $15 in here and 70 now.
Homestead Real Estate and Auction, your farm and home marketing team since 1976. It started with...
Hire a professional you can trust.
That was Tom several years ago. He's been with the family business for over 20 years and sells real estate and auctions regularly in Kansas and Nebraska. He works with...
This is Rob, the other son. I'm your contact and the one who plans and organizes marketing and selling your home, land, or personal property.
Rob specializes in home and acreage sales throughout Marshall and the surrounding area. Tom and Rob are joined by brother-in-law Tom Kirkland, who specializes in real estate in Marysville. But it all started with...
Hello, folks. This is Tim Olmstead.
For over 40 years, people have trusted and relied on the Olmstead family. Together, they have more experience than any other real estate and auction team in the area. Put their experience to work for you. Call Tom and Rob at 353-2210.
Got to be $22.50. Sold for $20.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Chevy Lynn Vasky. Weeds are still a concern and issue for many grain sorghum and soybean growers in Kansas. K-State weed specialist Sarah Lancaster discusses control measures for managing weeds. She explains herbicide labeling and application options for Palmer amaranth and grain sorghum.
Herbicide labels are going to kind of cut off application rates at 4-inch pigweeds. And for a frame of reference for our listeners, 4 inches is roughly the size of a can of Diet Coke. That can give you a frame of reference. But really, for things like AIM in particular, like probably less than 4 inches is better. Husky specifically says 4 inches on the label, but once again, probably smaller is better. And coverage, again, is going to be really important for that product, for those applications.
Time is running out to apply herbicides to soybeans, says Lancaster.
So as I drive around the state, I am seeing more soybean fields than I would like that have not had post-emergence herbicide applications. One of the things that I'm noticing in my research plots is that my kind of late group 3, early group 4 soybeans are starting to flower, which means we're approaching application cutoff times for, especially in particular, glufosinate-based herbicides like Liberty and Liberty Ultra. So we're kind of at crunch time here for a lot of our products. So that's something to think about, is that we're about to run out of time to make those applications on label for our soybean products.
Temperatures can have a significant impact on herbicide drift symptoms.
Questions that we've had and conversations that we've had related to heat and humidity is that we had kind of to me, it seemed like a late, long spring this year. We got these really high temperatures later than normal this year. And so what we had plants that were maybe water stressed from too much water, hadn't been exposed to super high heat. We're thinking we're potentially seeing more drift issues because of these relatively sensitive plants being in these high humidity environments and just kind of setting us up for seeing more drift symptomology from contact herbicides.
That was K-State weed specialist Sarah Lancaster with what she is seeing in Kansas grain sorghum and soybean fields. Find the chemical control that is best for the weeds by using the Chemical Weed Control Guide that can be found at www.bookstore.ksre.k-state.edu. Also, check out eupdate.agronomy.ksu.edu. I'm Chevy Lynn Vasky, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
July is the most popular month for moving to a new home. We're sharing advice for a better moving experience on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Tuesday, July 29th, the 210th day of the year. Filmmaker Ken Burns is celebrating a birthday, and the first transcontinental phone call was made on this day in 1914. Moving to a new home or apartment soon? Here's a few packing tips you might find useful. Remember the 2 stones, 1 bird technique? Pack breakables in towels or clothing. Socks are good for protecting glassware. In the closet, leave clothing on hangers. Just slip them into trash bags from the bottom up. Keep plenty of zip-close bags handy. Use them to organize hardware for curtain rods or TV mounts. And before disconnecting electronic cabling, take a picture of your current setup. It'll make reconnecting things much easier. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more about everything at almanac.com.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, the day has officially come for the annual MIAA Football Media Days starting today and being hosted at Emporia State University, where it's an annual media event with the team hosting the media and evaluating new potential recruits for the upcoming football season.
Gives us an opportunity to show the other MIAA schools, yes, they come and play in this stadium, but we're going to do Media Day over in our beautiful Memorial Union. So it gives us an opportunity to kind of show a little bit about what Emporia State's about and how we do things here. So I think it's great. I think it's great also for our community.
That was head coach Garen Higgins on KSNT News, where the Hornets just wrapped up hosting their annual summer prospect camp back on July 12th at Welch Stadium, giving high school athletes around the state a chance to work directly with the coaching staff of the team and some of the current players. The media event being held throughout the day today. Kansas Mid-America Network Sports, I'm Andy Hoosier.
Burwell Construction has been a trusted name in the roofing business as a local company. Whether you're still trying to get a new roof from storms or have general wear and tear, call Burwell Construction at 316-794-3430. Burwell Construction will evaluate your roof and work with you from start to finish, even help with any insurance claims. Join the thousands of others and trust your next roof to Burwell Construction. 316-794-3430 or burwellconstruction.com.
It's Burwell Construction.
The baddest show on earth, George Thorogood and the Destroyers.
Bad of the ball. I drink alone.
Friday, August 22nd, in concert at First Council Casino. George Thorogood. Tickets are available now at 7clans.com and the Players Club. Don't miss George Thorogood and the Destroyers at 7 Clans First Council Casino and Resort, North Highway 77 in Newkirk.
Good news for the Mays School District in Kansas after their announcement at the end of last week that the school district will now be offering girls flag football for the upcoming 2025 fall school season. KWCH News reports that practices for the Mays High students and Mays South High students are scheduled to start in August, where they say it will be roughly around the same time that the boys football team begins on August 18th, with games beginning in September. This comes after the announcement earlier this year, back in January, when the Dodge City Globe had also announced from Keisha that they would be offering girls flag football as a pilot program, becoming one of the first states to sanction it as a varsity sport.
It seems like everyone, all the feedback we always get on girls flag football is that it's so much fun. Teams and girls wish that it was here sooner, and so we're trying to get the ball rolling as quickly as possible so that we can keep it growing.
According to the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference, they say that all the schools that include the girls flag football teams include Bethel, Ottawa, St. Mary, Southwestern, and Kansas Wesleyan, along with Heston, Baker, and Pratt that also feature the sport.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. A heat advisory continues until 8 p.m. tonight. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 97. Cloudy skies expected tonight, chance of thunderstorms, lows of a low around 70. Thunderstorms likely tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 80, cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.